I'll let you do it then.
Okay, hello. Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to EGTS 2025. The Run to 32 weekend is over. We had 32 matches. We had probably about 40 tiebreakers in those 32 matches, if the ones I saw were anything to go by. Ridiculous weekend of just act pull action. But the act pulls, we're going to get toned down a little. We're going to make it a little harder now. We've got the Round of 16 Mappool Showcase. I'm over to Hatch 2015, joined by Teasel. Hello, Teasel.
Hey, we
What's up?
saw some really cool, exciting stuff in round of 32, and yeah, we've got a whole lot more coming for round of 16. So if you thought that we've already reached the peak, yeah,
Oh,
we're not even close. We're only at base camp 1.
Yeah, we've barely started. It feels like this tournament has already gone for 6 weeks. It feels like I've aged by 10 years just watching the past couple weekends matches. But yeah, we got so much more. So we have a map for you. Let's start with Nomad 1. Let's get right into it. We've got Zoisite matched by Rise. Kita Fuma is joining us for replays this week, and oh, he carried. Thank you, Kita Fuma. Yeah, this map is hard. I wouldn't actually say it's all that much harder than last week's Nomad 1, but it definitely is harder, and I think Nomad 1 was one of the harder slots last week.
I'm seeing that the BPM is 220, which I feel like is like it already feels kind of high for Nomad 1.
You have to do something with these guys. Like, if you just give them 200 bursts, they're probably just going to smash it for until you know, just make it almost 400.
True.
It's hard. But yeah, this is actually lower BPM than last rounds, but it does other stuff. There's some 1-hit. I don't think you had a single instance of 1-hit in last week's Nomad 1, and it will not be the last. There is also more SV difficulty to this one, I'd say. There's a pretty schnazzy overlap near the end.
Yeah, so this is by Ludison, who very recently became a featured artist with the reveal of the 7-key World Cup Grand Finals tiebreaker.
Well, it seems like overdue.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really nice getting to see such a big name, a rising star here in EGTS as well.
I'm not even sure about the rising part. I think we might just have a full-fledged star here. I think everyone knows Lucin by now. A couple back-to-back 1-6 there. A little bit of SV action. Slows down, speeds back up. You've seen maps do that before. Some 1-3s, some finishers. He's kind of just got everything. Not everything at a super high level, but some parts do get quite right.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing that just like visually, it doesn't look a huge amount more difficult than last week's, but definitely like some of the patternings, especially having those like 1-8 triplet stuff going on in there. Definitely opportunities for picking up misses, but it feels like there's less opportunity for like big chain misses.
Yeah, I can kind of see what you mean. Like, Nomad 1 last week, Levi's had that big slowdown section where it was kind of easy to just get lost in reading if you weren't careful. But we've got a whole, almost half of the map yet left to see. If you look at the scoring, we're only past 500k recently. So, yeah, there's not much map left for the last 400 as well. So, must be pretty interesting from here on out, right?
You'd think so.
I say that, and then this is normal enough. Like, this is just somewhat ISP, but if you could play Round to 64 EHR2, then this is, you're literally never missing on this. Oh, well, there's somewhat sick.
Yeah, some of the 1-6 patterns scattered in here don't look the most friendly.
A little bit of overlappy SV, and I believe there's something kind of crazy coming up, SV-wise. I wonder if it's still on the map. Okay, let's see. Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
that's
brutal.
nasty. Yeah, you have to know that's coming. I had first tries on this map on 2 separate days, did not get close to hitting that transition either day. A lot of mono here. 220, it might be at the point where it starts to get hard for the less seasoned DDKK players here. More just SP speed up. Mono 7-foot there, 1/6, and the end of that. So like, it's nothing crazy. But this is one of the smaller difficulty jumps for this map pool, I would say. Speaking of
that does
difficulty
seem
jumps,
like it.
speaking of diff jumps, we got a big one coming up in No Mod 2. We got Shuan Catharsis. I don't really know how he assessed this. It is hard. And he got it in like 10 minutes.
Just that good?
7.5 stars. And perfectly deserved. It's very dense 290. I'd say it almost feels like a 1.1 rate of Crimson Wings from last round.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense with this sort of BPM increase. Yeah, I feel like sometimes the danger that you see when it comes to tournaments is, especially kind of like in the earlier stages, the BPM will go up, but like in some cases the density will actually decrease. So sure, the SR is going up, but it's just like, can you do like slightly faster like bursts? But this seems way more focused on like the stamina off speed.
Oh, those, by the way.
Yeah, no.
They're not. I can hit those kinda. I mean, usually they're missable for sure, but it is a little bit DDKK player favored. That finisher bit right there, but it's fine. The players we have remaining in this tournament, I think hitting finishes like that is a reasonable thing to expect. Like, this field is ridiculously stacked. The lowest skill players that we have left here maybe are like still perfectly fine for like rank 3 or 400. Like, you kind of just have to put shit in these maps. It's crazy.
Absolutely. Like, we can't afford to make things too easy.
Yeah.
And with like how many ties and like TVs we've been having, we may need to up that a wee bit.
Again, that comes around in every PI.
Especially as we've gotten rid of players now.
Yeah, really tricky patterning in some places in the PIs, by the way. You'll have like a pattern ending with cat, and then the next one will start with it. And then that same pattern will end with cat, and then the next pattern will start with it. Things like that. Not exactly the hardest thing ever, but I know a good few people that will easily get caught out by things like that. Good players.
Yeah, like single tappers will have a bit more of a difficult time when it comes to those.
I suppose, yeah.
Definitely far from impossible, though. The finishers seem like one of the harder parts here, but you know, you could always like skip them, but just confirm the high accuracy full combo elsewhere. It's a bit of a gamble on what you decide to go for.
Finishers.
Or you could get good and just hit the finishers.
You're so right. Anyway, gets pretty sure a little bit denser here for the ending. You can kind of hear the song ratchet up in intensity a little bit. And the patterns just keep coming at you. Some long ones here.
Yeah.
For 290, that is nothing to scoff at. Not even for the strongest of players. Gotta be on your game.
Oh, and the BPM slowdown as well.
The single tapper is given here, the 1-3 section. Right at the end of the map. Just in case you're SSing and nervous and forgot how to play slower than 290.
Yeah, this seems like a really, really great No Mod 2 for all the reasons we've said before. But how good will No Mod 3 be?
It's a lot harder than last week's No Mod 2. This, however, I don't think is all that crazy of a jump. This is Scorpion Girl. I thought Cyclone Joker was pretty hard. I think this is also pretty hard, but like, I don't know. You guys can be the judge. Yeah, Scorpion Girl by Stika. This song is so good. I love it. Instantly 1-1, and 1-6. You can tell what slot this is for before you even get to the hard part. Without even having to know. And chains a 1-6 here. it is 152 BPM, so there are definitely people in the tournament, especially some of the DDKK players, that could just turn this into 304. Just really simple 304.
I feel like it'd be a bit crazy to do that, but we do have that level of player.
We have players that are that good, and we certainly have some players in this game that are that crazy. And coming into the PI, just really stop-start kind of isolated bursts, not hard to hit on their own, but just hard to keep at, hard to, you know, do alright between them.
Yeah, these bursts look pretty tough, and I feel like you've got to be careful with these doublets as well. I find that doublets can be, especially really tight ones like this, can be pretty difficult to like, kind of properly read, and then you'll end up playing the wrong doublet, and then it's just all over, you fall apart.
Oh yeah. That section just there is, I would say, the hardest part of the map, at least for me. It's just got a lot of kind of offhand doublets, which can be hard. The thing is, those start appearing in the PI's mind. Just keeps going. Towards the end, it does chill out a bit, but that's not what you're thinking about it in the moment where you're playing this. 4 1-6 back-to-back, really rare you find something like that in match to practice it. Oh, I lied about the negative part. I forgot.
This is not chill.
This has no chill whatsoever. More offhand doublets, big snap mixes.
Yeah, the colors kind of like ignoring the snappings as well will make this really, really tough.
Yeah, like the patterning is the kind of thing that would be a little hard on 1-4, but instead it's got tons of snap changes everywhere. And that's no 1-3.
That's going to be a really tough step up for a lot of players, I feel, but I'm excited to see what they do with it.
I think a lot of people will see this as only a mild step up from last week's, though, but a lot of people will also see it as a lot harder.
Oh, let's see what people think of No Mod 4. Alright, and there we go. Another really awesome collab for the gimmick map of the pool. This time it's going to be coming from 7th Beat Games, specifically Rhythm Doctor. This song comes from kind of one of the first. I think it is actually the first boss of the game. So I think it's fitting to kind of have it definitely appear in like one of the lower stages of EGTS, and the map itself looks absolutely insane with so much going on.
Oh yeah.
Really fitting the song well, and yeah, I think this is. I'm very surprised that we've had Super Battle Worn Insomniac there, but a very, very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, that ending section gets spicy, to say the least. Just Barlang gimmicks with SB, and the song just kind of is doing things that could confuse you if you're not really on your toes. Like, it'll take some mental fortitude to get through this one in a match and just not get owned by anything. There's a lot to this map. Anyway, on to Nomad 5. There's a lot to Nomad 5 as well. Honestly, this is probably my, like, Nomad 5 is my pick for, like, my favorite map so far of EGTS. Yeah, this one. So this is Teriyama 2 by Uone. First of all, this background is so great. This is... I don't know. I just think it's... you can't be serious.
Here we go. Nomad 5, Teriyama 2. This one, well, our Nomad 5 in the previous round was like a swing kind of map. This one doesn't sound like swing based off of the song. Start off with like breakbeat style stuff. It's also, I'm noticing it's quite long. Most of the time, like especially last pool, all the maps are really short. This one's 3.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Is this a finisher map?
No.
Okay.
It is... Oh, check this out.
Oh.
Not as hard as it looks, it's a comfy enough pattern, but
It does look good.
You have to catch it. If you forget it's there, and you're not really solid at, your 300 bursts, you will miss.
Does that catch the beat reference? We have to catch it?
No, not quite. This looks like a conjure, so Oh.
Oh,
You say that before
okay.
the real wacky part kicks in. Here we go. This is hard tack. I can FC this map. Gohik is the one that actually does FC it because he's a bit too good. But I can't act this part. The thing is, he can. So, can you be like Gohiki? Can you get through that with SS? Find out next weekend. I'm actually surprised that if he SS that part, he doesn't get the full map. Because I think that is definitively the hardest section of this map to act.
Yeah, but there is still 2/3 of it left to go. Plenty of opportunities for mistakes.
Yeah.
Oh, the longest stream I think we've seen all tournament.
This is a stream pick. Well, it's a variety pick, but it's definitely, in part, a stream pick. The 100's on the real hardest part. Alright, let's see.
Having the 1/6 in the Middle East streams as well, just to catch people off guard.
Oh yeah.
The SV increase as well.
Fairly comfortable. The patterns are not the simplest. You have to just... Yeah, it's an all map. It's an everything map. This is kind of Nomad 1, the sequel. But I think it's definitely harder than Nomad 1. This is one of the hardest FCs in the pool to achieve. Oh, okay. I know what's about to happen. Wait, do I? Yes. Yes. Okay. If any of the three 100s aren't on the following section, then, like, you're just weird. So this is untimable. My bad, Googie. This is the... yeah. Okay, 2 of them are here. No, it's... yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's untimable, you say. Let me introduce to you, Break T.
I'm interested to see what he does. Also, yeah, that was a DKD where all of them were finishers at 1/4. That was a 400 BPM, a little bit of 400 BPM single tap, if you're KDDK.
I feel like you can kind of roll that rather than like alt it.
Yeah, that's the kind.
So like, if you think about it that way, it shouldn't be too difficult a pattern to hit.
Yeah, and obviously for DDKK, that's literally nothing. It's just like
left,
right, left, or something. Yeah, it's just a DKD with both fingers. Yeah, just kind of keep going.
Yeah, back to the streams again.
It doesn't really get particularly harder for this section, I feel, but it's just, there's so much of it.
Yeah, the
Okay, that's fair.
SV, the SV making this a lot more difficult to read. Could just be like stream quality, but I know myself as someone who doesn't play very high SV that it would be a significant factor to catch me off guard, especially when you're ending with these really tough 1-6. Well, the
Okay.
patterning is fine, but it like you know it's coming the whole time, but it still kind of jumps out at you. At 200 BPM, they're not to be taken lightly.
Oh yeah, and of course the slow sections in this just kind of insane. The first one's hard. The second one is just it feels like a concerted attempt to make sure nobody will SS this map. It's just a random bit of polyrhythm in my stream no mod.
Love to see it.
Anyway,
What do we also love to see? Curiosity by Toromaru.
If you look at the replayer really quick, yes, that is two-time EGTS champion Saren58. So, I mean, we had to get him in to SS this map, so we're doing well here. So this one's quite hard. Teasel, you help me out here. I can't read this.
Yeah, I believe that this song, I think this song featured in the Tiger World Cup a couple of years ago, but I believe I think it was the Tech Pit. I don't recall it being hidden because it was in an earlier stage. So it's nice to get to see, oh wow, okay. It's nice to get to see old song, well not old songs, but songs that have been previously used in tournaments kind of get like repurposed to fit other different skill sets. So here we're kind of seeing it as a slow hidden pick, and some of these patterns and bursts are looking pretty brutal.
Yeah.
It looks like the SV kind of scroll is like 148 flat. It doesn't appear to be any SV going on.
Yeah, it doesn't seem so done. Daniel Zosu actually appearing in chat to remind us that this was Nomad 2. Well, not this map, but another map of the song was Nomad 2 in TWC 2023's round of 16.
Yeah,
it's
that
a
was
small
it.
world of music, you know. But this is a very, very different map. This is completely
different. Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I'd say this map is quite as hard to FC before you consider the fact that this one's being played with hidden. And it also scrolls way slower. The last one here, the TWC map felt almost like just an enslaved speed map, as I've heard people call it. Just, you know, bursts. But the SV isn't really low. This one, the SV is low, and you're playing with it.
And this one's a really, really short one, under 2 minutes, so everything is really going to matter.
Really
I think the star rating has gone now.
Anyway, we'll see in a bit. Look at this noob hitting 100s everywhere. Wow. The map's so easy.
Despite the terrible replay, the song, amazing.
Yeah,
and we can say that for both Hard Rock 1 and Hidden 2. Some really awesome customs there. Hidden 2 being 260 BPM, very streamy towards the end, just kind of playing to the speed, nothing hugely crazy going on. It's all about the consistency, that accuracy. OD8, that's not common to see. And with this Hard Rock 1, once again, playing into the more technical accuracy aspect, but up at 170 BPM. Normally we see it a bit lower than that. And mixing in a bunch of doublets there as well just creates a really interesting kind of playing experience, and will be really fun to watch.
Yeah, the 1-hit triples, especially near the end of the HR1, are quite tricky. I lost quite a few FT runs to that. That replay was me, by the way. You know, like a normal human instead of the guys just SSing the rest of this pool. So that's, you know, like good player territory. It's like low 99 on like your strength picks. I'm sure we're gonna see better next weekend, but yeah, Hidden 2 as well. ODE it was kind of necessary because it is quite a simple map, and Simple just doesn't. It's hard for Simple to cut it against this caliber of player. So yeah, we've had to spice up the OD a bit. Yes,
minor correction. Hidden 2 is a collab, not a custom from Orzmuk.
Oh yeah, thank you very much to Orzmuk for letting us borrow the track. It's pretty cool, I think. Yeah, and especially it's intense. I actually would love to play that in the match. Anyway, EHR2, played by Roadkill. We've got Inferno City, destroys you cutely uwu difficulty, mapped by Enwolf, with one of the best backgrounds I've ever seen.
That is a background of all time.
So you can already tell what this one's testing. This is the fast HR, and it's not high BPM, but I don't think it really needs to be. Like, if you're looking at this at 60 FPS, I'm sure you can tell why this is difficult. Not that FPS makes this easier, it's just hard. The SD is quite high. I actually got, this replay is Dizzy. I shouldn't make you guys guess, but yeah, it's Dizzy. I got a true 100 score on this, and as for a single, very slight nerf to a pattern you'll see in a minute.
Yeah, like, one thing I feel like whenever I've seen Enwolf map Hard Rock 2s,
check this out.
Oh my god.
This is so hard. That pattern right there got slightly nerfed and is still the hardest thing in the map, if you ask me. So that's kind of the difficulty spike right at the halfway point. Not really a spike, the rest is still hard.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like when Enwolf maps a Hard Rock 2, the style of mapping always tends to come from something a bit older. Like the patterning especially, compared to some of the other sorts of maps that Enwolf will end up making. So like it reminds, even though there's no finishers, it reminds me a lot of, is it called Trauma Recorder? Something like that? Which is a map that was used in GTS from quite a few years ago, yeah.
EGTS 2022, yeah. I remember because it got banned against me. I liked it too.
Yeah, it's a great map. So it's cool getting to see like a similar-esque map at a similar sort of stage from Enwolf.
Reminds me of, it feels like an easier version of Campanella, if anyone remembers that. Finals Hard Rock 2 from last TWC. Much, much easier. Campanella was a proper stream map. This is a long pattern map, I would say. But yeah, nice score there by Dizzy. Nice beat map there by Enwolf. And on to DT1 we go. And this one's Voice of Chloe by Marmalade Butcher. Marmalade Butcher mapped by I9. Now, Gohigi got 99.5 on this, so you know shit's real. That's how you know the DT1 is very hard. He, honest to god, might be the best DT1 player in the world. Like, he's actually at the point of being a candidate for that. If you look at TWC scores and whatnot, at least. And yeah.
It's pretty cool getting some math rock in here for this one. Marmalade Butcher makes some really, really awesome songs, and they very recently had an original for the 70 World Cup, I believe. I think it was in the finals. And that song was absolutely incredible. So really awesome kind of, because their songs just apply so well to every single game mode. So I think it's really cool getting to showcase what we can do with their songs in Taiko here, using it as a double time, which I feel like a lot of people would never expect.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a very good DT1 pick. I think it is one of the easier maps in the pool, but it is still hard.
Yeah, the patterning looks fairly kind of unconventional, and when you're mixing it with like the high OD from double time and just the pressure from it as well, and these weird snappings.
And it gets to like remembering
because with those sorts of doublets, sure, you could play them as triplets, but you're gonna lose that.
Just the SV actually played high here as well. Not that it should be too much of an issue for players on its own. Oh, check this out. A lot of bursts. All that mono. So many cats in a row.
There's so many cats. They all want pets.
It's like that one island. Do you know the one?
Oh, I know the one.
It's like a Japanese island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just got overrun with loads of cats. And you go visit it.
This maybe isn't as friendly as that cat island, but certainly has a few cats. I don't know how to transition out of that joke. There is some more cats.
I don't know either. That was a mistake.
The map did it for me. Yeah, there's DT1. It does seem like it would be quite hard for Bongo, really. With, all those, like, cat 1-4 into full cat 1-6, into single cat, into finisher. Just tricky stuff. Not the easiest for DDK or for KDDK either, but yeah.
I think it has some really nice balance. Like it looks really interesting.
Oh,
so let's see Double Time 2 Greetings from the Future by Ardolf.
Hello again, Ardolf.
Hello again, Enwolf.
It's been 1 week. Oh, Ardolf map by Enwolf. Enwolf stays winning this poll 2 beat maps already.
And there it is, the Enwolf furry background.
Yeah, so this is DT2. That's kind of it. It's a normal enough DT2, I think.
270 BPM.
I'm surprised it's under 7 stars, but it is tough. Is this as hard as I remember? Oh yeah, here we go. These build-ups are like lots of long patterns chained together. Something approaching a stream at the very least, coming right into the KI, and just lots of like doublet rhythms here.
Yeah, mixing in some even note patterning as well, just to throw people off a little bit. That pattern didn't look super friendly.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't exactly be friendly to these players who they'll SS everything.
True.
Even if it's on DT, it doesn't really seem to matter with these guys. And kind of see the density going up there into this relatively chill section, actually. It might not be completely free to act if you're not aware of the SV coming in. More of these long patterns. Got another stream coming into the KI. And the SV speed up as well coming in might strip some people up on the reading front. Some 6 splits here in this KI. Some quads as well. Yeah, just even rhythms in a DT2 speed are not easy.
Yeah, and the map isn't really letting up here either in this sort of towards the outro section. There was like the single tap section earlier, but it doesn't really give you a proper break.
Yeah, it kind of just keeps going.
This is looking like an intro now. Yeah, it's gotta be. So if you're somehow tying... Oh, never mind.
Okay, nothing too crazy, but...
Even I got trolled. So don't forget about
one
that.
more for the road, you know?
Alright, and continuing down that road, we have Free Mod 1. This is... Oh, I missed it. Oh, Koino Kuchu Bunkai.
Yeah,
by
this
Kroba,
is probably the
featuring
easiest map.
Mikizai. Mikanzi. That's
Mikanzil?
it. Yeah.
Is it 9? Yeah. So this is, nearly 4 minute free mod by Sendal. these doubles, they're really nice to play. I really like this map. No Mod 5 takes the cake for me, but yeah, this one's nice. The doubles just feel nice to hit. Especially with the kind of just rhythm of the song. Just got energy. Speeding up a little bit here. But nothing crazy, and we're back to just chill mode.
I imagine this map is generally fairly open to both mods.
This rhythm is easy to get caught by, I think. On hidden, especially. But that's it. It's not really that hard. Once you're in with that little section, you're in. Yeah, this is... Yeah, I'd say it's easy enough for either mod. This...
What about both?
Doable. I think this Mappool is a lot more defined than last week's in that there is, at least to my memory, a pretty clear, easiest one to mod. And it's this. It's just kind of normal.
Yeah, I feel like it's deceptively normal in a way.
Oh yeah, I mean the patterns are not true. But
yeah, this pit will be. This is the section to try catch out the hidden players. A slightly lower SV, still nothing too crazy, but opportunities is to make mistakes is what we're looking for here.
Yeah. These finishes coming in. They're not hard, but they're fun, I think.
Yeah, so this one is really all about the consistency.
Yes.
You don't even want to be dropping hundreds.
If you're on HDHR, maybe you can afford it. But can you really? Because you're
Are you brave enough to put on hidden harder up? We've got these streams here.
These are tricky for hidden. You see their pattern getting a little bit more difficult there. A really short break of, I think, half a beat between streams can possibly mess with reading, especially with how it's at speed. But those are surprisingly not that crazy, at least for either one mod. With HDHR, though, it might be a different story, especially with that little half a beat break.
Yeah, keeping things chill.
Yeah.
I really like how well it kind of matches the song. I think Sendel has done an amazing job on this one.
I think this map's very good, yeah. Ooh, some more 1-6 coming in here. It's 194, so it's not slow 1-6, but for most of the players here, it honestly probably is. It's not exactly fast either. Anyone that was playing back in the 2020 and before days, back when stuff just 1-6 everywhere was meta, probably feel nothing when bursting this kind of speed anymore.
Oh yeah, like it's just free. It's the same as 1-4 at this point.
Yeah, it's like 291 for it, and like if you can do that in a 1-2, it should be easy in this, right? It's always that simple, surely. Does the outro do anything funny? No, you're spared for once. No troll outros here. Yeah. So that's FM1. Yeah, OD 9.5 with HR. 6.8 with hidden only. And here is Eden by Seismics. Mapped by, well, just look at the background. You know it's by N-Wolf. N-Wolf once again stays winning. We've got the legendary pro greatest of all time M on the replay duty. This one's already, you can already tell it's more anti-mod, and
oh yeah,
that's a lot of money, eh?
Yeah, when the star rating is 5.5 in round of 16 of EGTS, you know what to expect.
Yeah, so already this looks very hard for hidden.
Yeah, it's a similar style of map to Hidden 1, but of course just not forced hidden. You could choose to pick up Hard Rock if you want. I mean, there's no reason why you couldn't.
Ooh, we've got it from N-Wolf in the chat. Some people will be rejoicing hearing this. Shoutouts to Classic Pursuit. If that's the inspiration, then I mean that's interesting because I believe that map was really well received for DWC as a free mod. Like, a lot of people I've talked to liked it. So if this is like that, that's a good sign. Oh, here we go. So there's some little bit of anti-HR already. The 1-6 pattern, I believe that was, ending at an SV jump. This is gonna be tricky to read.
Now, remind me, are we in a case where it's free mod or force mod?
Force mod. No mod.
Force mod.
Oh.
You gotta pick one. At least one.
Oh yeah, you have to show your stuff. I mean, what are you gonna do? Go no mod into the HDHR player on the other side? No, you're not. Ah, yes, I want to lose. No, you want to win. You want to win so bad, you'll HDHR every FM pick. Of course it might not be that
I think our players are good enough to take on that.
Oh, this SV. This is fine, but that first set templates, like here, it almost looks like they're connected together until, you know, they're not. This could get people with hidden. I could see it. And then chill, little intro here. Is it slowing down? Speeding up? Nope. There we go. Alright, enough. So it's definitely more anti-mod than Kuchibunkai.
So
I don't remember what the next one's like.
Yeah, let's round off the pool with free mod 3.
What are you researching today?
A way to force some answers out of that weird, entitled being a thing at the center, as per usual.
Shouldn't you be trying to find a way out of this weird bug dimension first?
Well, I'm sure that has something to do with it as well. But there must be something to learn here about Camille's whereabouts. There has to be. I have to find her. You know I can't undo her spell on us myself.
But she's the one that caused it all. How can you keep trusting she'll suddenly help us?
She wasn't like that when I swore my oath. Something made her change, and maybe she's back to normal now. I don't know, okay? But if you want to stop being stuck with the guy that killed your family, then that's the only way.
I've always hated Camille. Warren tried telling me about what she used to be like, but I never bought it. Ordering a hit on my home, forcing Warren to do it, cursing me to never grow up for as long as Warren lived because he saved me, and yet he stayed so obsessed to find her. So when Naru fought him to the death, I helped her. At least now she can't hurt him anymore. I didn't really tell Naru about this. Definitely not Chaos, but Sabaki had been helping me process it all.
Tsubaki! Finally, we found you.
Oh, my friends. You finally found me.
Naru, get back. That is not our Tsubaki anymore.
Oh? So there is someone who remembers me. What a shame. I would have loved to toy around with her friends.
Chaos, what are you talking about?
I'm sorry, girls. I didn't mean to hide this maliciously, but Tsubaki is Kamali.
What? You're joking.
Oh, little Scarlet. All grown up, I see? I take it that you finally managed to permanently get rid of him then? Oh, but don't worry. You'll be seeing him soon enough.
You know, it's like Techno Mom said. I've been listening to this song for like 2 years, just kind of being unhappy that I don't get to talk to. I get to talk to like 4 other people in the world about it. It's so good, man. That is The Great Revelation by Mother Brain. Thank you, Mothtac, for that. Holy hell. Yeah, mapped by Ideal and Rafalge, 7.4 stars, OD 7.5, 5 minutes of 230 with a pretty tough ending. All that 1/6 is kind of crazy. Yeah, what do you think, Teasel?
Yeah, really awesome stuff. And then the song from Fremont 3 was really cool as well.
Oh yeah, Adrian. Thank you, Vizionabe.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we will get to see some more tiebreakers in match this coming weekend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would keep saying this in private. This has one piece of competition for like my favorite Trinity custom song ever. Missing out on this one would be criminal over the entire weekend. But it's on the players to do that. You gotta take 5 points off your opponent. And, let them take 5 off you, but we don't talk about that part. Yeah, we'll see you next weekend for the matches. If they're anything like this weekend's, they're gonna be absolutely ridiculous, and we're gonna have what feels like more TBs than matches. So, yeah, tune in.
Yeah, this one is really going to be requiring practice from here on out. If you really want to keep pushing and showcase that you are the best Taiko player, you better prove it.
Are you the
Put
best?
all of your effort in and show us what you can do.
Yeah, if you're the best, you gotta let us know starting now. We'll see you next weekend. I think that's us. Unless there's anything I'm missing, is there?
I don't believe so.
I think we're good. That is the Mappool, and of course we had the lore for that. Thank you to the voice actors.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, yeah, I guess that's us. All right, thanks for another weekend. GTS, we'll see you soon, probably on Friday or Saturday.
See you then.
Goodbye.